Hi everyone, it's Miss Connelly. I just wanted to send a quick video to you guys. It was really nice to talk to everybody yesterday on the phone, get in touch with everybody to see how the kids are doing, how you guys are doing, how everybody's coping with the new situation that we have going on right now. After speaking with a number of you, I did notice a trend, and I'm not really surprised to learn that most of the students in my classroom are not wanting to work with you guys at the house. Go figure, right? Their two worlds, their home life and school life, have merged together into one world for them, and it is hard for them to understand what really is going on with that. The work is the same. They're used to seeing the work that I'm sending. The problem is that the adults they're used to working with and the way that we present the work is different. The setting is different. Where they're sitting and doing the work is different. So making sense of home and school together just isn't probably helping them a whole lot right now. One thing I did want to say to you guys, and I want everybody to know this, is that I know you guys are doing your best right now. And what I need you guys to realize is that you are doing your best right now. This is a situation we've never been in before. Hopefully we never have to be in a situation like this again. But we're all doing our best right now, so don't be too hard on yourselves. I thought I would give you a few suggestions to maybe help you and your child adjust to the new way of life they have going on right now. My number one suggestion to you, take it slow. Don't rush all of the work. Don't feel like you have to do all of the work. They need time to adjust to their new reality. It takes 21 days to build a routine, and that's 21 continuous days. To be honest, it feels like we've been doing this for months now, but we haven't had 21 continuous days of you sitting at home working with your child. Once they have that 21 continuous days and they start making sense of the fact that we're doing work at home now, hopefully it'll start to click a little bit. But we'll see. But just keep that in mind. That's a hard thing for teachers to struggle with sometimes when a kid doesn't pick something up after a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Just know that you're doing the best that you can. Take it slow. Another thing is, don't feel like you have to do all the work in one session. Take it small chunks at a time. Do 20 minutes at a time and then take a break, or take 10 minutes and then take a 5-minute break and then do another 20. You have the whole day to try to fit some of this in. So don't feel like you have to sit down and do one whole hour of work. Chunk it up, do what is natural for you and natural for your child. Make a space that's only for learning. Right now, they have, I'm assuming, full range of the house. They can go wherever they want. They can do whatever they want to. They probably go to their rooms to play. They play with their siblings. Try to make a space in your house that's strictly for work time. Make a small table. You guys can sit on the floor if you don't have a small table that'll fit them. But you're going to want to set up an area that is specifically just for working. This area is going to be where they do the majority of their writing, their flashcards, their sorting, their identification. Most of the work that we're sending home is going to be done in this area. This area needs to be associated with working. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like I said, if you want to sit on the floor and work, that's perfectly fine. If you can find a small enough table that they can sit at a chair and sit at the table and work, that's perfectly fine. There's a few things to think about when you're setting up this work area. So first off, you want your child to be comfortable. You want them to be sitting in a comfortable position. You want them to, not have strain on their back or be distracted by other things, or, sitting on the floor might not be comfortable for some of my kiddos. If they're more comfortable sitting in a chair, then you do that. I know I have some kiddos that don't like chairs and prefer to sit on the floor. So I want you to feel it out with your kiddo and see exactly where they're the most comfortable with. The area that you need to pick out for this work area needs to be a distraction-free space. Now, when I say distraction-free, some of us have small, tiny house space, or a lot of people. I have 6 people here with me right now, so free of distractions is really hard to do sometimes. My suggestion is a space that is out of view of TV, is not directly to where the student is staring out a window, or a large open space. It needs to be somewhere, maybe just with a wall or 2 walls, something where you have some blank space that the child isn't staring or distracted by anything else. Another thing, and this is going to be a really hard one for those of you who have multiple children at home, this space needs to be away from their siblings. Unfortunately, our kiddos aren't the same as the gen ed population where they can function with 30 kids running around the room and doing their work and everything. Our kiddos really need that one-on-one structure and without those distractions. Make sure there's no toys visible. There's nothing left out that the child's really wanting, like an iPad, snacks, stuff like that needs to be put away in that area. Avoid clutter in that room. Like, don't have unnecessary furniture, toys, games, activities and stuff in that area that is not related to the work. You're going to really want the child to understand that when they're in this setting, in this space in our house, it's our work time. So before you guys even sit down, they kind of need to have an understanding, or you, I guess not really them, you need to have an understanding that right now we're working. You can take a break, but once you take a break, we're not getting out of this area. You can do something at the table, you can do something right next to the table, but you cannot have full range of the house until we are done working. You're going to set the time of how long you want your child to work. If you want them to work for only 20-minute chunks, then during that 20-minute chunk, they're in the work area. They're staying in the work area, regardless of if they're working or not, they're in that work area. Once you're done working, then go ahead and let them have free range of the house. You could bring some small fidgets, small toys or something for them to play with at the table that they like for a break. Books can be a break. The iPad can be a break, but remember to put that away under the table or somewhere out of sight when it's time to work again. Just whatever you bring in for a break, make sure it's something that you can remove when it's time to start working on the project again. Hope that makes sense. I would suggest, if you're sitting at the table, that you sit behind your student. So say there's a child here. I'm directly behind them, facing the table with them. This lets you do hand-over-hand assistance with your student for writing, fine motor task, that kind of stuff. So if your child's apprehensive about picking stuff up or throws things, this would probably be the best position for you to be at working with your child, is behind them, hand over hand. It'll also kind of take the likelihood of them getting up and fleeing from the work area as easily out of the equation for you. So it'll kind of lessen that one stressor up for you while you're working on them. If you have a child that's okay with working with you without getting up and fleeing, by all means sit on the other side of the table from them and do the work. Show them flashcards from the other side of the table. I kind of like to work with a kid to where there's a wall behind them, in the chair, the table, and then you. Once again, that kind of takes the likelihood of them running off really quickly away from it. It makes the situation a little bit more easy to manage. When you're working, you want to keep your work area clean. So the table should only have what you're working on it. No extra pencils, no extra pens, markers, drawings, extra materials for the next project, anything like that. If you're working on writing, you shouldn't have the math manipulatives or flashcards or anything else on the table at that time. That helps the student focus on that one task. It also reduces the likelihood of them clearing the complete table off of everything that you're working on, which causes another mess and another distraction. So just keep the work area free of extra things. The most important aspect of the work environment that is, it's individualized for your child. Like I said, you need to make sure it's somewhere that they're comfortable working at. You need to make it somewhere that it's not horrible to be in. There's some form of fun. The break, the gadgets, the fidgets, put them in a little tub, keep them somewhere, and that when you pull that tub out for the break time, the kid associates the break time with the work area, and it all mesh up together. I promise. It's very intricate details there. But like I said, just make it your own. Don't put a bunch of posters up, a bunch of cutesy ABC whatnot, because kids do tend to get distracted by that stuff, especially some of our guys that really are hyper focused on certain animals or characters or whatever. You're not going to want to put a bunch of stuff like that up. So like I said, the main point is to make sure that we're taking it slow. Take breaks when you need to, but make sure you're the one in control of that break, not the child. You need to be in control of when that break is and what that break looks like. You can give them choices. Say, we're going to take a break now. Would you like to play with the Play-Doh, or would you like to read a book? Would you like to play with the blocks, or would you like to play with a puzzle? Would you like to play with the baby doll, or would you like to play, I don't know, with the stuffed animal? You can give them choices, but you're going to be the one that picks those choices for them. So breaks, taking it slow, making sure that the work area is designated for the work area, and the house is designated for the house area. 2 separate areas. Avoid clutter in that area, avoid distractions in that area. Keep in mind where your body is in placement to your child's, to see if they need more help one-on-one, or if you can sit across from them and have them have a little more independence. The big thing to remember here, guys, is that we're all adjusting to this new style of learning. This is way out of we did not cover this in college, to be honest. So I wish I could be there to help you guys and walk each of you through it. I wish I could come to your houses. I wish I could help set up an area, give you more like really detailed hands-on stuff. The important thing to remember right now is that your child needs to feel loved and safe right now. If you're overwhelmed with the work and you're feeling frustrated and they can sense that, it makes the work even harder or even more standoffish to them, because that's something that's making you upset. But if you embrace it and take it and make it fun and make it something that's enjoyable for both of you, make it your own, then hopefully they can feel safe and secure doing the work with you. Make that your number one priority. Make sure that they feel safe and that they feel loved right now. That's all we can do. That's all any of us can do. If you guys have any questions, if you guys need any help with maybe what your child, you all know what your child's likes and dislikes are, but if you guys need any help with like reinforcements, anything for breaks that your kid did at school that maybe you could do at home and you need a answer for that, be more than willing to help. Like I said, anytime you guys need to call me, email me, text me, you go right ahead and do that. I do not mind one bit. Hang in there. You guys are doing awesome. Don't give up hope. I know this is strange, and we will get through this. Tell everybody I love them and I miss them and I cannot wait to see them. Bye, guys.